Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and today we're going to be having an adventure here on the TNB Trails map, and it's going to be a little bit of a different type of adventure than we normally do. Now, normally when we would come out here with a truck like this, we would be hitching up a trailer and throwing a big group of vehicles on the trailer. Instead, what we're doing this time is we're only going to be hauling one vehicle, and that vehicle fits inside the bed of this one, and that's going to be the CanAm four-wheeler. Now, I'm going to go ahead and address this right here at the beginning of the video. The Aries itself, which is the truck that I'm driving, and the map TNB Trails, those are both available on console. However, this four-wheeler is not available on console. However, one thing, I said however twice. Interesting. But the thing I wanted to go ahead and clarify is the fact that there are mod creators that are working in the background to create four-wheelers that are console friendly. They haven't been released yet or anything like that, but they should be available later on down the line, and we'll hear more about them soon, so make sure you stay tuned to my channel for further details. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this quick build. We're not going to do much to the Aries. We're going to leave it on the stock engine and the stock gearbox. Suspension is going to stay stock, and we're going to just switch out the tires for something a little bit more off-road oriented. Not even, not to say that the standard tires were not off-road oriented at all. I want just a different compound. So let's go for this Maxxis compound, and these are actually pretty close. I mean, I would say you'd probably have to trim that fender well a little bit, but other than that, these look like a pretty dang good size. The offset is also super mean and super wide. Also, I've seen a lot of people asking how I get the option for the gooseneck hitch on this truck, and really all you have to do is make sure you have the IR gooseneck pack downloaded, installed, and enabled, and then you'll be good to go. You'll have it. So exhaust-wise, I'm going to do the dump pipe so we don't ever have anything really interfering with the bed of the truck. Drop hitch is definitely going on, honestly, kind of for the sake of the looks. And I'm not going to need the toy up because the vehicle that we're going to be putting in the bed is not big enough to need it. Side steps, we'll go ahead and throw them on. Roof, definitely putting the light bar up there. Won't need the weighted bumper, though. And I'm going to go with I think, actually, with the set of just standard black wheels. So colors-wise, ooh. Why do I like this sort of gold color? I don't know. I dig it, though. I never run it on this truck, and honestly, I kind of like it. Maybe it's because it's a little bit different and it's something I've never run before, but I really do like it. I think it looks great. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up, and then we'll get it over here to where we can sort of load everything. Now, this process is not exactly going to be perfect. There are, probably better ways we could go about this, but this is currently the best loading ramp option we have on this map. Now, there are some maps that have slightly better loading options, but really at the end of the day, this map has one of the best trail networks and road networks still of any map in the entire game. So let's go ahead and scroll over to the right in the scout category, of course, until we come across, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my, bro, where is it? Did I seriously not turn it off? No, there it is. Got it. Sometimes the thumbnail is a little weird, a little wacky, but I think actually we've pretty much got the setup that we're going to be running, and that's about it. I do wish we could change the wheels and tires out, but at the end of the day, it's really no big deal. So this one I think I'm going to paint probably a color I don't normally use. Maybe the frame and the cage and everything. Well, I shouldn't say the cage, but just the little brush guard at the front, the coilovers, the control arms are going to be white this time. And now we're going to go ahead and leave the garage. And actually, that looks pretty good. With a gray on the body, and then all the racks and brush guards, and then of course the suspension arms and the coilovers all in white. That actually looks pretty dang good. Let's get you up the loading ramp. And this should pack. Oh, no! Can we save this? Nope. See, that's one of the worst parts of loading it into the back of a truck, is the fact that you get halfway up there and then you slip. And when you slip, it's like, nope. Come on. All right, we're going to be easy with it this time. Really easy with it this time. There we go. And there you go. That full collision bed really, really helps. And now, specifically because it's gone ahead and it's already in there, we don't really need to pack it, but just for safety's sake, I'm going to go ahead and move just a little bit away from the loading ramp, and then we're going to bring the suspension up for better tire clearance, and then pack it in the back. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that to me is one of the best looking setups that you can have in this game, especially when you bring mods into the mix. This to me is one of my favorite setups that you can have really at all. And I think it's solely because of the fact that I just love having a quad in the back of a pickup truck. I think it's one of those things where it's realistic. People actually do this in real life. And, I mean, obviously people do this in real life. I mean, people do it all the time. You see it going down the road all the time. But it's not something that gets represented in games very often. And I think seeing it represented in a game is super cool because it just adds to the list of things that can be role-played out in a game like SnowRunner. And my god, does it look cool back there. It really does. Like, it looks so cool back there. And I gotta say, looking at it out over this little, like, the view of the little town and the view of the trails in the background and everything, definitely one of the best views I have ever seen in this game. And it just looks so right, dude. It just looks so incredibly right, and I absolutely love it. So we're gonna go ahead and set off for some trails, but the cool thing about this truck is that with the stock suspension and stock gearbox and just a good set of tires, it can pretty much take on whatever trails it wants to take on. Now, there's an entry trail down here that leads to some other trails, but I think what I may do, well, actually, I never go down there, and I feel like this area is one of those areas where it's super realistic because it's not, you know, ultra over the top all the time. It's not like, you know, you're constantly on the edge of a, you know, 3,000-foot cliff. It's more like a trail system that you might see in the real world. Oh, man. I love this bridge. I know this bridge has been here for forever, but this bridge really is one of my favorite design features of this entire map. And, oh, look at it, though. God, the actual, like, just view of that. Man, that's pretty. I'm going to go ahead and just turn the HUD off, because, man, that's pretty. That is so pretty. Wow. I just want to, like, creep along really slow. Like, I know that that's not what I normally do in SnowRunner, but, man, when you turn the HUD off and you're just, you know, creeping along through the trails just as you would in real life, it really does bring a new dynamic to the game, and it brings a new dynamic to how you play the game and how you sort of absorb the environment of these maps and how you absorb the design choices, and it really does make it a little bit more like a simulator. It makes it feel a lot more like a simulator. Not that it didn't feel like a simulator already, but I think it really goes a long way in adding that extra bit of immersion. I'm surprised, actually, that the four-wheeler didn't come unpacked through there. That's a pretty gnarly turn, because it leans a lot. Oh, this section right here reminds me so much of MudRunner. Like, it's literally, this section right here is literally MudRunner with better water textures. And I know that that sounds a little bit weird, but, I mean, man, the water in MudRunner was gorgeous, though. Don't get me wrong. The water in MudRunner was absolutely beautiful. But the water in SnowRunner, it's so good. It is so nice. I've never tried to climb up that creek, that waterfall slash creek bed, and I almost wonder if you could do it with the four-wheeler. I genuinely wonder if you could do it with the four-wheeler. Makes me wish that you had the option on this truck to lower the tailgate so you could just kind of back it out. But that's, you know, that's another thing that I feel like, you know, is one of those endless, you know, list of options that could be added to a truck. But if you know, started going through that endless list, like, there would be a lot of trucks that would never get done. So let's go ahead and bring the HUD back on because we are going to need our advanced features in a moment. Turn those dev tools off. And let me back you up just a tad and position you against the back of this wall. Now, if we're up against the back of the wall, I feel as though we can get the four-wheeler... wait a minute. Oh, I see. I was like, why is it not letting me switch? All right, we'll bring the suspension back down, change trucks, and then we're going to winch this guy to that tree to try to prevent a little bit of damage to both the four-wheeler and the Duramax. Easy. Dude, that actually went super well. That went so incredibly well that I could not have asked for that to go better. Man, the difference between, like, low and first gear automatic is that's a big difference in this quad. Let's make our way up this hill. This hill may still be a little tricky. I mean, I gotta say, this whole entire little route that we've taken is pretty dang tricky. It's not necessarily something that this thing would just blaze right through. Even though there are a lot of people that will say that this vehicle is super overpowered and over the top and it goes through everything, I mean, I've had to winch quite a few times on this little excursion, and I wasn't expecting to have to, so that does tell you how tricky some of these routes can actually be. Now, let's put it in low plus, and for this, I'm going to put it in automatic, because it should be fine through here. Oh yeah, you just got to make sure you don't tip it over backwards, because on a packed surface like that, going uphill, it will roll over backwards, and there won't be much you'll be able to do about it. Oh, dude, that was freaking easy. That was super simple. What about this way, though? I feel like it's not gonna be as simple. It's gonna be actually a lot less simple. Oh, boy. Are you? Yep, you're already... Oh! It was already starting to complain, but, like, I was kind of wondering if I could get it to kind of hop its way up onto that rock right there in front of it. And we could get it to do it in theory, but it might be a little... Okay, yeah, no. I was like, it might be a little iffy, but it's super iffy, all right. It's super freaking... There you go. Nope. Oh, no. Well, first fail of that run. That's fine. You're going to have those. When you're trying to find new routes, trust me, you are going to have those. But I'm not giving up just yet. Because of the ultra-short wheelbase, you have to take some weird lines, and I feel like I could still climb up this rock face without completely ruining everything. Oh, God. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, these rocks are just completely slick. These have absolutely no grip on them. These are what I would call visual rocks, not climbing rocks. When I say visual rocks, I mean that in the sense that, like, they're pretty to look at, but they have no grip to climb on at all. Like, zero. Gotta say, though, on this packed dirt, this thing is so fast. It's so fast, and it's got grip for days. Could you, like, not do that? Thank you. Now, at the top of this little trail, there is a cool little viewing spot. There's, like, a cool vantage point up here. But I've always loved this particular area of the map because it is such a pretty area. And I've always wanted to find, like I said before, all those alternate lines. And sometimes you can find them. Sometimes they're not always the... Oh, stop it. What are you doing? Here we go. I do feel as though once we get to the top, we need to... No. Couldn't get it restarted fast enough to save that without grabbing the winch cable, but... Yeah, these will be pretty... I literally just said these will be pretty easy, and the four-wheeler was like, ah, you figured, huh? And I was like, well, I kind of did. And it was like, well, you figured wrong there, bud. Come on. God, this thing is, like, sketchy. At least going up stuff like this, it feels sketchy. All right, what happens if I go just for the send? Just for the send. I mean, we are already up here. It is a pretty good view, and now all that we can do is go back down. So 3, 2, 1, full send. Oh my, bro. Oh my God. We're gonna end up back on our wheels. Yes, we are. Ended up back on our wheels, fired it right back up, and we're good to go. Now, I do really enjoy finding alternate routes and alternate lines out here on TNB trails. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but that's okay. Let me know in the comment section down below what alternate routes you have found, and also let me know what mods you have found on console that you have tried to fit in the bed of the Aries, and hopefully this video may have given you guys some ideas on different small vehicles that you can try to fit in the bed of that truck. So I'm really curious to see what you guys come up with, and hope to see you all in the next video. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure to hit that like button, and also let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Hit that subscribe button if you would like to see more, and I will see y'all next time.